the meeting, I want to highlight some key points. Your video should be on and the audio should be off, and audio should be on only when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not put any restriction on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys Toastmaster clubs, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful, responsible, and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. And also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and spirit, hence ensuring there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones that create hostility and discomfort for members or guests. Let me now call upon the Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. She is a certified image consultant and soft skill trainer by profession. Her interest in public speaking and leadership skill made her to join Toastmasters. She is a double triple crown winner and double path breaker. She is the founder of Imaginatic Image Consulting Service. Put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Hegde. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, over to you.
Oh, a very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Please give us applause for our Punis CK, our Sergeant at Arms, for a fantastic start of the meeting. Thank you very much, Punis, for such a warm welcome, and I would acknowledge the presence of esteemed guests and Toastmasters. And today we have a special speech marathon today. For the benefit of I would acknowledge the presence of esteemed guests, and we would love to know you. Due to paucity of time, we don't have time to introduce each and every one of you. So please introduce yourself in the chat box. We would love to know. At the end of the meeting, we'll connect with you, get to know that how well we are doing and what are the things we need to improve in that meeting. And now coming to the meeting, in the regular Toastmaster is for the benefit of non-Toastmaster. I would like to share the brief history of Toastmaster. Toastmasters is the platform which helps you in improving their public speaking skills, leadership skills, and networking skills. It is also platform helps to unlearn, relearn. It is the platform which helps to become best version of yourself. No, it has spanned over more than 100 plus countries. It has spanned more than 100 plus countries. And in regular, now coming to today's meeting, in regular Toastmaster meeting, we have 3 sections. That is prepared speech, table topics, and your evaluation section. But today in speech marathon, we have only 2 sections. That is prepared speech and the evaluation section. So today, no, before we start the meeting, I would introduce a very special role taker. Without that person, our today's meeting is not possible. That is our none other than our timer for today. I would love to introduce our timer for today. Our timer for today is none other than Sanchit Agrawal. Sanchit is working as a data scientist for a beer manufacturing company. When he is not using analytics to solve a business problem, he can be seen reading books about astronomy and history or working out. He has been a Toastmaster for the past 5 months in the Indian Nagar Pride Club. Sanchit, please explain us about your role.
Sure. So what a timer does is that if we have to give a speech, then we have to ensure that it is right on time. Because if we exceed the time, then we might lose the interest of the people who are, essentially in the audience. And if we go, below the time, then it means that probably our message isn't, delivered in the optimum way. So how I, perform this role is that so I would be showing you some of the backgrounds. So at 5 minute mark of your speech, I would be showing you the green background. This means that you have qualified for the speech. So this is the qualification time. So I'll just show you how it looks like. So it would be this. Then at 6 minute mark, that would be the optimum time. Therein, I would be showing the yellow card, which which is like this. And at the 7 mark, so I would be showing the red card, which means that you have to bind down your speech, and you just have essentially another 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. So this is the red background I would be showing on the mark of 7. So Now I would be so also for the four speeches, the time is 4, 5, and 6. So at 4 it would be green, at 5 it would be yellow, and for the 6 it would be red. But that is just for the like first speech. So so I would be showing out the like report at the end of the like meeting. So yeah, that was my role.
Thank you very much, Sanchit, for a
Thank
brief
you.
introduction of your timer. Now it's time to our first round. That's prepared speech. Prepared speech round. Now let me introduce our first speaker, and I will read project objectives also. Our first speaker is Arjun Mumu. He'll be elected by Atul Srivastava. Atul, are you there in the meeting? Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Introduction of Arjun is he is originally from Jharkhand. Arjun was born and brought up in Kolkata. He did his schooling and computer engineering in West Bengal. He worked for 3.5 years in Indian IT company and took break for higher education to complete his MBA. It's been 8 years since he started working as an American IT company as a business operation manager. He is attempting his icebreaker speech, and that for time limit is timer. Please note his time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. His speech title is My Life Journey. Purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and to learn the basic structure of the public speech. All my target speaker Arjun Mumu. All the best to you. All the best to Arjun Mumu.
Thank you, Toastmasters, seriously, for the wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Speech title is My Life Journey. In the year 1986, I was born in a city called West Bengal. You might have heard as one of the longest railway platform in India. Also, it's known for IIT Kharagpur, one of the best engineering college in India. My father was working with Railway Protection Force. He used to get transferred 3 or 4 years. So he was transferred to Ranchi when I was about 3 years old. I remember I was playing with a small green radio. It fascinated me, not because it can play music, actually, it can attract metallic pins. I was curious to know what's inside this box. I tried to open with a screwdriver. I couldn't succeed. I tried it multiple times. So I finally decided to break it down. So I tried this for another few days. So finally I could succeed. I could see a round kind of device. Parents told me this is called a magnet, which is actually attracting things. That's how my parents got to know that in future I will be an engineer. So next, my father got transferred to Kolkata. I was about 10 years old. My friends took me to a neighbor's place. I saw computer. We were playing computer games. It was so amazing. So I decided to learn coding and build my own small games. That curiosity led me into computer engineering. I did my computer engineer from NIT Dukrapur and I got placement from there. I worked with Tech Mahindra as a software engineer for about 3.5 years. So when I was working in Tech Mahindra, I realized apart from technical stuffs, I need to understand business, how the company functions, how the business runs. So I decided to pursue MBA. I got the opportunity to study MBA from Ireland. Those 2 years of roller coaster ride. There was lot to do in a short span of time. Cases, competitions, regular classes, surprise quizzes, CV preparation, interview preparation, whatnot. So I got an offer from an American IT company in USS. So it's been amazing 8 years working with USS as a business operation manager. Since my childhood, I was always good in sports. I wanted, I, I was good at sports. In every annual sports events, I used to win medals in 100-meter race, long jump. So I remember my father used to take me to Durga Puja fairs. First time he introduced me to a balloon shooting. Okay, it was so fascinated by that. So every time when I used to visit my dad's office, I used to ask him about this. I when I came to Bangalore, I decided to learn something and train something about guns. So I got the opportunity to train with the Karnataka State Association, and then onwards I'm continuing my shooting journey. I have represented Karnataka State in South Zonal competitions and All India pre-national competitions. I hope to represent my country in international competition. With that, I would like to end my speech with a quote from Swami Vivekananda: "Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is achieved." Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Arjun Murmu. It's nice to hear your journey from childhood to till now, and we look forward hearing your more speeches. I request everyone to give a standing applause for his first icebreaker speech. Please give him applause. Thank you very much. Now it's time to call our second speaker. Our second speaker is Manikandan Varadaraj. He'll be elected by Mita M. Shah. Mita, are you there? Mita, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I am here.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mita. His project is leadership path is leadership development. He is attempting his L1 P2 speech. Project name is Speech with a Purpose. His speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. His introduction is he is dedicated. He is dedicated individual with a decade-long tenure at Amazon. His first and only professional home, which he is fond of, which he found comfort in familiarity. Despite his contentment, he is not one to shy away from adventures. After embarking on weekend backpacking trips with his beloved puppy, eager to enhance his leadership abilities, he has now joined Gabbys Toastmaster Club, driven by a thirst for personal and professional growth alongside fellow enthusiasts. And the purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. And his speech title is Move, Learn, Thrive. Move, Learn, Thrive. Manikandan Varadaraj.
Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. That was wonderful. Before I start with my topic, I just really want to apologize to everyone. It is again, as my topic said, I'm doing my backpacking traveling, and then it's part of the travel. That's where you can see that it is blur at the same time. I'm not very visible to the camera if I'm not wrong, but just speaking aside, good to be back. So maybe I'll start with my short story about how I'm end up here, right? So I'm turning 37 by next week. So it is kind of shocking because most of the people do ask me that, Mani, you don't definitely look like you are late 30s. So maybe for the next few minutes, I would like to share my journey about how I managed to look and feel less than 30. First of all, just about myself, my name is Madhan Varadaraj. I work with Amazon like last 12 years. Yeah, sometimes too lazy to leave from the company, so I'm one of such guy. I'm working there like 12 years into the same role as an HR business partner. Plus, I'm doing the backpack travel at past 2.5 years. It's a combination of professional versus the how I can manage the backpacking things, right? So maybe this is totally different before 3 years. I was stuck in the lifestyle of monotonous, like work, work, always work. I followed all type of unhealthy habits. For instance, I eat late night snacking, zero exercise, and then drinking unlimited coffees and teas. There is no limit for that. I just keep on survive with coffee and teas, skipping my lunch and dinner, right? And then end of the day, I'll just go and grab something to eat. So all this got me to maybe my weight was close to like 220 pounds. By that healthy lifestyle got me to 220 pounds, right? So after that, everything changed. Certain point in time, I think I reached 230 pounds. Uh, then then it is like the decade of that habits got into my face of okay, I need to get back to hospital, managing my stress, weight, etc. It's too much of hecticness was going around. But after this treatment, also nothing have changed. Just because my work, at the same time, my health, I can't able to put forward as a primary factor. So I thought, let me take a much needed mental health break. So for like 2 weeks, I think I took a off from my work. So during this time period, I think the real change take time, right? That's what everyone realized it. So when I get the 2 weeks of time period, I read couple of books. So I can quote two books which made a lot of impact in my life, or maybe the way I think also changed. One is I think most of them read this book, which is Atomic Habit. Second one is amazing book, Eat That Frog. These are two amazing books. I will quote two quotes from these books. One, habit or the path to change your destiny. That's one. And then eat the live frog first in the morning. Nothing worse can happen in end of the day, right? So when you start with that eating that worst thing in your life, like in your day start of the day, then end of the day, like whatever comes will be a byproduct, right? So from there, I created my own little formula. So I don't call it as my own, but maybe I just learned from others, right? So one, get moving, right? That's why I started doing it. Second, learn new habits from others. When I meet new people, learn from them. Third, understand how they implemented those habits. It's not easy for them also develop a new habit, right? So if they talk to them, they'll give a idea about how they incorporate those habits within themselves, right? And then see what works for you. That's most important thing. Then it's a phase of implementing it with consistency. So remember, this all can be done with one thing is if you want to develop new habits, for that you should have a similar interest, and then you should have a less time to adapt to it. So for me, I had a two interest basically. Like I want to be fit, at the same time I like meeting people, new people, right? From that standpoint, from being fit, I started with intermittent fasting. That made me two things, right? One, eating healthy, one, and then also I love cooking. For instance, I do help my mom most of the time, but I started cooking for myself or even for my puppy. So that's all sorted at my home. And then cycling. This is one I do on regular basis. I go to work by cycle. It's just not saving my fuel. That's one of the intention also. But at the same time, it is also giving my time to think about it because that slow phase of cycling to work or 15, 20 minutes will think about what is I should do for today, what I've done for yesterday, how I can improve myself. So these are the multiple thoughts will be going around in cycling. So second, if I come back to that new habits, like in terms of meeting new people, I think when I was traveling back to back, sometimes I do travel with my puppy, but most of the time I do the backpacking or maybe like the bike trips I do. But everything common to one place, right? So I started staying in a cold-wing places where I tend to meet new people, where I get new perspective from them. Okay, from this, I just like to summarize one of the example which I just met one of the individual. So I met this guy. He is actually from New Delhi, and then I met him. This travel to Uti. I was traveling from Mumbai and then Chennai, then Coimbatore, then Uti. So it's all by train. He didn't take any flight. The reason for it is one is doing a backpacking travel for past 6 months. At the same time, want to save money. So the one amazing factor, why I'm just calling that one example here is during his travel, he was able to manage his six-pack abs. So I'm not joking. It is he got a six-pack ab. So I was curious about it, like on earth it is possible to manage that to this physique? At the same time, you're traveling backpacking. That 6 months, you are traveling, and then you'll be in train, you'll be in bus, but still able to do the workout, right? He showed me a simple, handy resistant band, which he got it from Decathlon. If you guys want to have that link, I can give it to you, but it really works. So he got this the resistant band from Decathlon, and then no matter where he is, right? So he do that 15-20 minutes, whether it's on railway station or bus stand, he always do that workout, or maybe that stretching for 15-20 minutes. One amazing fact is he also carries kettle with him, like that 1 liter wala kettle with him. So in that kettle, whenever you go to a place, whenever you want to boil something, you'll get eggs, you'll get sprouts. He will boil it. So this is not just saving the money. At the same time, it was also giving us opportunity to being healthy and being fit during the travel. Right? The traveling is always sometimes hectic, but he was able to find a way how we can do that. Right? That's what I got adapted to it. So now I'm in the different phase of my life. I'm working hard. Still I'm traveling. I'm working hard. At the same time, I do workout. I do like morning 15 minutes, evening 15 minutes. Even I got my own resistant band. Then I do my cycling. So now I'm joined Toastmaster. Then I look for different opportunity to explore something new habits on a regular basis, right? So this all can be done with my simple formula is get moving, get new habits, learn new habits from others, understand how that will be an habit which you can adapt, then you can implement it. So just a quick takeaway from all of you. I think the change isn't easy for most of us. It is not possible, right? But find which works for you. Stick to it, and then who knows, you might just surprise yourself. Thanks to everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster. Sri Lakshmi.
Thank you. Congratulations, Manikandan, for delivering a successful speech, and it's a very inspiring speech. I know it will help for some people. It will help them in take their life towards positive direction. Congratulations for delivering a successful speech. Now it's time to call our third speaker. Third speaker is Sudhakar Thamankar. He will be evaluated by Priyamvada Sharma. Priyamvada Sharma, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. Thank you very much. He is attempting his presentation mastery. He is attempting his L1 T4 project. That is, project name is evaluation and feedback. And his speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. And speech title is "What is your DQ?" What is your DQ? His speech title. His introduction is, with a distinguished career spanning over 19 years, Sudhakar Thamankar, a seasoned chartered accountant, has held various leadership positions overseeing all aspects of finance. Currently, he is specializing in virtual CFO services supporting startups, SMEs, and MSMEs. He likes cycling, yoga, fitness, reading books, traveling in his free time. And the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. What is your BQ, Sudhakar Thamankar? What is your BQ, Sudhakar Thamankar?
Have you ever pondered why, despite having similar skills, education background, resources, facing market condition, one person becomes successful in financial and investing and creation of wealth, whereas other one facing bankruptcy? Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. You might have wondered or thought that to become a financial consultant or to excellence in finance, what is important is to have a technical knowledge backed by Excel spreadsheet knowledge. Yes, you are not wrong though. However, is that enough? So that is the conscious awareness or the logical mind which is helping to take financial decisions. But unfortunately, sometimes we suffer from disease called I don't know what I don't know. That is your subconscious mind taking control over you. When subconscious mind taking control, you don't know what kind of decisions you take. Welcome to the world of business, behavioral finance. What is behavioral finance? If I ask anyone, have you come across this terminology earlier? Well, we will dwell into it, get into the bottom of it to understand what is behavioral finance. Essentially, behavioral finance is application of concept of psychology to explore how human emotions, cognitive biases, or irrational mind make impact on financial decisions. So let's actually explore the concept of behavioral finance. The first one is cognitive biases. What is bias actually? Before looking into cognitive bias, bias is essentially a deviation from rationality or rational decision making. So therefore, cognitive biases, when we talk of the cognitive biases, there are a lot of cognitive biases. In fact, it is not only the impact the financial decisions, it impacts our day-to-day life as well. So today might have looked into a couple of cognitive biases among many, and mother of cognitive biases, if I can say, is confirmation bias. What is confirmation bias? Confirmation bias is essentially so whatever additional information you will come to know is you will compare with the pre-existing belief, and if the pre-existing belief is dominant, then you will not take into account the additional information or you downplay the information. And how will play? For example, when it comes to stock market scenario, you might have following one tech company for so long and you decided to invest because company is doing good. So you thought the company is doing good and your wealth also will multiply. So you invested and you closely following the company and the growth, and wherever the positive information of the company you are interested because that will kind of whatever decision you make, it corroborates with that. However, the subsequent any negative news which comes in the newspaper or something like that, you may not take into consideration because of the confirmation bias, and this is the bigger one, and most of us actually suffer from this and its impact in the financial decisions. The second one is overconfidence bias. Overconfidence essentially, I know everything, or when we are subject matter expertise, or we have seen in the companies, right? When we are subject matter expertise, we believe that we know everything and we know how to handle the situation. However, what happens is ever changing world. For example, AI talks about AI and other changes. Our knowledge or information may not be sufficient. And the classic example for that is Vijay Mallya and Anil Ambani, and we know what happened to them, right? And the second aspect is the emotions like fear, greed, and irrational behavior, impulsive thinking. When it comes, when you have that, probably your financial decision is not driven by the conscious thinking awareness. The classic example, and everybody know what is happening currently is known as the FedEx scam. I think if you observe, the people who are actually getting scammed is all well educated, losing crores or lakhs. What happens there? Because they imbibe fear in you. And when fear is played heavily because of you, fear of getting arrested or getting humiliated, you pay whatever he asks you. So therefore, the important aspect of behavioral finance is understanding this concept of how this will impact our decision. So we are all talking about a problem. So what is the solution? Probably among all solutions, the first one is, I will say, the self-awareness. Maybe next time when you taking the financial decisions, just explore, aware of these biases, emotions, or the syndrome called I don't know what I don't know, probably which help you to improve your financial decisions. Because one wrong step in decision making will create bigger impact. To conclude, I'll say, apart from, I think you all aware of emotional intelligence, or famous as EQ or IQ, I'll say the BQ is very important. That is your behavioral quotient. So next time, please check your BQ so that you make sound financial decisions. And if you're interested more on that, there is a book called Psychology of Money, written by Morgan Housel, and also other book, Art of Thinking Clearly, by Rolf W. I think these are the very good reads which help. Thank you, and back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Congratulations, Sudhakar, for delivering a successful speech. And I know everyone, most of us, like me, people like me, it helped little knowledge about finance. We got, thank you very much for throwing a light on finance. People like me who have no idea, it helped me a lot through your speech. Congratulations for delivering a successful speech. Now it's time to call our speaker 4. Our speaker 4 is Balasundaram Govindan. Balaji has 12-year experience as a developer. He joined Toastmasters with the curiosity to learn leadership and public speaking. He is a nature lover and believes in enjoying nature without disturbing it. His hobbies are trekking and visiting heritage sites. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. Sanjay Jain, are you in the meeting?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. The purpose, his path is visionary communication. He is attempting L2P1 speech. His project name is Understanding Your Leadership Style. His speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of his project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style. And the purpose of this speech is for member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style, or discuss leadership style in general. And his speech title is the leadership style I like. The leadership style I like. Balasundaram Govindan. All the best to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I believe that leadership starts with why and ends with the result. I lead my team with authority. Every release we deliver on time without compromise the quality. We lead by power. Every release I get deliverables, outcome, and vision of the release. I share that vision and the deliverables and the result to the team. Team starts work on it and deliver the result. This authoritative leadership works best in my software career. My team member also enjoys, as it is very easy for them to follow the vision. But my belief system has been smashed once we started working on hackathon project. It is a 1-week hackathon project. My entire team started working on it. My team is waiting for the vision of this hackathon project. I am not sure about the idea, outcome, and result of the project, but my team is waiting for that vision and schedule on the project. I got some idea. I shared with the team. Next, my team is waiting for that instruction to start with, because it is very common in the authoritative leadership, each instruction shared to the team member. But that leadership style not work for 1-week hackathon project. At the end, we not delivered the project on time. We just out of the hackathon project. It heavily impacted the team confidence level. After that, team is not ready to participate on any hackathon project. After that, I was thinking, what leadership would have worked better for the hackathon project? I explored other leadership style. That is, democratic leadership style would have worked better as it encouraged collaboration, shared vision, and then each one contributes to that result. So now my leadership mantra is leadership is collaboration, decision, and optimistic to build trust. On the similar line, in my team, 3 team members resigned. I look at my leaders team. My leader team, everybody works for more than 15 years. For example, I am working for more than 12 years on with same manager. I was thinking how he is able to retain the resource for more than 10 years, but I am not able to retain for 2 years in my team. I just look at my leader's decision in last 1 month. One of my team members' father met an accident and hospitalized. My leader called my team colleague and supported how much he can do. Okay, whether financially or emotionally, he support means a high level to my team members. The next incident is one of my team that is blessed with a team member blessed with a baby. He straight away called him and said, "You take working from home for 15 days." Before he asked, he just granted the working from home option 15 days to spend time with newborn. Wow. Then that at the end, after some time, one of the team member met an accident. He just invited him for a team meeting and said in the meeting, everybody share his work. That will help him to take a rest for some time. So I was thinking, why leader is worrying about my team colleague's father accident or the newborn or the fracture? Okay, because he wanted to give him support emotionally. He just works on that is emotional support for team members. On every one-on-one, he just ask about he give the personal touch, like he would ask about family members, that kids education, or some other thing happens in the that is personal family. He just want to give personal touch and emotional touch in each and everything. That works very well for him, and he's able to retain research for more than 10 years. This uh, this affiliative leadership works best for him. So now that my mantra changed, leadership mantra changed. Leadership is collaborative, decisive, and empathy to build trust, deliver the result, and make team members happier. The whole point is that only one leadership style works for you. For me, it is not only authoritative leadership, it is authoritative plus affiliative for my project. For hackathon project, authoritative plus innovative. For leadership role in Toastmaster, it would be authoritative plus coaching. So it is not one time that is only one solution for your leadership style. It may be a combination of one or more based on the project and situation. So here finally I decided I have to follow one plus more leadership style to achieve my result and make team happier, stronger, and sharper. So this is a leadership style I learned from this Toastmaster. Thank you all. And back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Balasundaram. And congratulations for delivering it successfully.
Thank you.
And it's good to know your different leadership styles. We got to know about your different kinds of leadership styles. Now it's time to call our speaker by Himanshu Awasthi. He'll be elected by Upasna Ghosh. Upasna, are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Okay. He is attempting his dynamic leadership project. He is attempting his L2P1 project. His project is also understanding your leadership style. His speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Himanshu's introduction is he is a Toastmaster for the last 9 years and an agri entrepreneur based out of Kanpur, loves to debate and travel. And his project objective is the purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. And the purpose of this speech is for member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership style in general. And his speech title is The Leader in You. The Leader in You, Himanshu Awasthi.
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
One day, my father called me and asked, "Have you seen The Gladiator?" I said, "Yes, Russell Crowe's, right? He said, yes. Do you remember the scene where Maximus, the general, is walking amongst his army after they have won the war? I said, yes, Papa. He continued, look into the eyes of the soldiers. You would see care, loyalty, and respect written in each one's eyes. I thought and said, wow, what an observation. My father continued, if you ever become a leader, try and be like one. I get goosebumps. Then I got goosebumps now when I remember this conversation. Fellow leaders, little did I know that in another couple of years, I was about to lead an army of men in my own agricultural land. In 2016, I quit my corporate job and decided to start a startup, Prachi Farm Solutions, based out of Kanpur. And when my friends and family heard about it, they had only one question in mind. When is he going to quit? Their fear was not completely unfounded. Reason? A. I had no idea, not even the slightest A, B, and C of agriculture. How would then I manage people who were PhDs in agriculture? God knows. And second, I was born and brought up in the luxury of city. How would I manage the heat and dust of villages? Again, no clear answers. To be honest, I would be lying through my teeth if I said I knew I would manage it easily. No way at all. I had butterflies in my stomach, and yes, I was sweating from head to toe, thinking each day how to deal with this. But then I knew of two things. One, I need to be a quick learner and learn as much as I can, as quickly as I can. And second, whenever it comes to putting in the hard yards, I simply couldn't say no, come what may. And my baptism with fire came very soon. In the month of May 2017, I realized that in a particular field of land where we had sown a lentil called as moong, which requires a lot of hand winnowing, the workers were not doing it appropriately. I promptly called them and said, at 3 o'clock today evening, let's start cleaning this up. And as I reached the land, the workers were there. They started cleaning, but not at the quick pace as I wanted. All I did was I stood on the bund near the field with not saying a word, just looking at them. Every time they turned their head, they saw me standing with a similar, I know what you're doing, pose. And they kept on doing it. Probably they were testing my endurance. Probably I was trying to make a statement. In a couple of hours, one of them came running towards me and said, we'll clean the fields, don't worry, but don't stand on our heads. I smiled and left. Next morning, when I came for the visit, the field was clear. Let me tell you very clearly, the temperature running at 40 degrees centigrade and with a loo running right across your face is not a comfortable condition. But probably that is how you try and make a statement. That is how you try and tell, look, I can sustain this. More importantly, the dust on whether I can manage the heat and dust of my village conditions was finally settled. Still, I was not one of them. I was still an outsider who wanted to come to the village and make money by exploiting them. I still hadn't broken that resistance and that barrier that I was one of them. And one way I did was that whenever we were a worker short, I would voluntarily come to the fields and help lift my workers 40 kgs of load. That doing my gym exercise, they're getting the additional support that they wanted. But I realized that most of my workers were around 5'5", 5'6" And beyond a certain height, it was not easy for them to push the load into the trolley. I worked with my friends, and 3 days later arrived what my workers called a red horse, a 3 flight of stairs on which my workers can easily climb and put that load easily into the trolley. That probably said it very clearly that I was willing to understand their pain and work on it. That also broke the resistance that he is an outsider. From that point onwards, not that they didn't used to touch my feet as was the custom in my village, but this time it was more out of willingness, less out of compulsion. I had finally broken the barrier. Couple of years ago, my father was watching me doing this distribution of sweets during the Diwali time. And as I was interacting with my workers as to how to go about the business, I got a prompt message from him. I opened my mobile and read. It said, "Well done, Maximus. You did it." That probably was the biggest moment for me, for father accepting and acknowledging that as a leader, I had gained the same care, loyalty, and respect that Maximus the general had in the movie Gladiator. To be honest, I always believe that leadership is not about titles and authority. It's more about getting your hands dirty as the need be. It's more about standing with your men. It's more about being there for them. It's more about showing that I have faith in you and I'll take care of your back. That's the kind of leader I wanted to be, and that's the way I followed. What's your way, fellow Toastmasters? Thank you.
Thank you very much for Himanshu for sharing your leadership style, and you are a very inspiring person telling who have no idea about agriculture and you started your agriculture business. You are an inspiration people. You are an inspiration to inspiration to many people like me in today's meeting. I know many. It helped inspire many people in today's meeting. Congratulations for delivering a successful speech.
Thank you.
Now it's time to call our sixth speaker, Prabha Luhaniwal. She'll be elected by Jyoti Mandal. Jyoti, are you in the meeting?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Prabha is attempting her dynamic leadership project path. Her project is L2PT, P2. Project name is Understanding Your Communication Style. Her speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Her purpose of her project is the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication style and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Prabha, she is a fun-loving, ambitious, and sporty person. Alongside her profession as a product manager, she finds delight in exploring new places and immersing herself in different cultures through travels. And her speech title is Silent Revelations. Silent Revelations.
Have you ever found yourself in a meeting silently wondering, if it is just going to be about Monday lecture on some team dynamics and communication? Show the raise of hand, please. Well, that was exactly my mindset when I was new to the corporate world. Little did I know that day would hold silent revelation that would change my communication style forever. One fine day at work, my manager called our team for a meeting. As we gathered, she turned on to us and says, "Thanks everyone for gathering on such a short notice. I see that we have been doing great in terms of business and how our team is contributing to its success. Sincerely." She then turns to a senior folk guy, Sandeep, and says, "Sandeep, I think we need to talk. I've heard that you have been missing deadlines for months for one of our clients." I'm sorry, I've been dealing with personal stuff of late. Personal stuff? I don't care about your excuses. Your work is hampering, you are hampering our relationship with the clients, and you are ruining the work culture. This is not acceptable at all. I've been trying my best. Your best? Your best is nowhere what we expect here, sir. You're missing deadlines. Your work is hampering. Your work is embarrassing, rather. And I've had it with your excuses. Then there was this awkward silence in the room. And in that silence, we realized what she was trying to establish there. Because similar type of incident happened the previous day between Sandeep and Ganesh. Ganesh, a junior guy who just joined the firm. And this guy, Sandeep, blasted on him in front of everyone. Now that Sandeep is on receiving end, Ridhima turns to him and says, "How does it feel now, Sandeep?" She then turns back to all of us and says, "Now I want all of you to think about these two similar situations and now see if you want to be on either side of this situation. Think hard on this. Do you want to convey your concerns like how I did to Sandeep and how Sandeep did to Ganesh? Would it have helped Ganesh if he had been open and transparent about his progress with Sandeep from the beginning?" She then left us with these thought-provoking questions instead of lecturing on how we should have approached these two situations. Those silent revelations and the way of her communication made a deep impact on how I communicate my thoughts even today. Though there are many communication styles, but that day my manager Ridhima demonstrated 4 distinct communication styles. First, directness. She was being direct as she had clear intention in her mind to teach us how to deal with conflicts and issues effectively. Second, supportive. She was being supportive as she was empathetic with her team, right? Third, analytical. Man, she went, she meticulously designed this whole scenario and she meticulously designed this whole scenario to create the right impact. Fourth and last, initiative. She went beyond her usual responsibilities to emphasize on the power of effective communication. With time and experiences, I've also learned that there's no one-size-fits-all template for communication. We need the right blend of all the communications as per the situation, right? While I'm also mastering this art of communication, I'm discovering more and more about myself and understanding others around me as well. And so many revelations coming my way, you know. With that, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, would you want to revisit your thoughts if you get to know that the quality of your life is dependent on the quality of your words? Over to you, Toastmaster.
Congratulations, Prabha, for delivering a successful speech, and thank you very much for sharing, throwing a light on different communication styles. Congratulations once again, Prabha. Now it's time to call our second speaker. Our second speaker is DTM Sourav Dutta. His path is persuasive in influence. He's attempting his L2 P3 project. His project name is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. his speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of the another purpose is the purpose of this speech is for member to share some aspect of previous experience as a protege. Now coming to DTM Sourav Dutta. DTM Sourav Dutta is a winner of 2 DTM awards and has completed 10 paths in Postmaster pathways. He has been President, Distinguished Division Director and Distinguished Area Director in the past. Outside Toastmaster, Sourav has played several leadership roles in Fortune 500 companies, startups, and non-profits. Currently, Sourav is building his own educational startup, Tactive, which he founded in 2020. His speech title is Grow with Toastmasters. Grow with Toastmasters, DTM Sourav Dutta. He will be evaluated by Manoj Nair. Manoj, are you there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I
okay,
am.
okay, okay. All the best, DTM Sourav.
We Toastmasters love acronyms, right? We call the Toastmaster of the day TMOD. We call the Table Topic Master TTM. We call the General Evaluator G. And we call the Timer, Accountant, Grammarian lovingly as tag team. So because we love acronyms, I thought that I will use an acronym for my speech today, which is GROW. What does GROW stand for? GROW, the first letter, G, is for goal. What I understood about Toastmasters mentoring is that when we come to Toastmasters, we come for various reasons. Not all of us have actually come here to become effective communicators or leaders. Believe you me, there are many people who join Toastmasters across the world just for the purpose of socializing. They want to meet other people, they want to network, they want to have some good time. There are Toastmaster clubs in US and UK and various parts of Europe where they regularly meet over a beer, over wine parties and whatnot. There are Toastmasters who join Toastmasters because they want to become better in a particular part of communication. Like, for example, me, I have joined Toastmasters for becoming better in humor. There are people who join Toastmasters to get over their fear of public speaking. So the first thing that we need to identify is our goal. Why did we join Toastmasters? The second is the reality. While we all have goals, there is also a certain position in which we are standing today. See, there is no two thoughts about it that each of us would want to become an exemplary speaker. Each of us would want to come on stage and then touch every single person who's listening to our speech. But not all of us are at the same starting level. So the reality is what we need to assess, where we are, and the goal, where we want to be. The third, O, options. What are the options that's available in front of me for achieving what I've set to achieve, given where I'm standing today? So for instance, if I want to become a leader, because Toastmasters says that this is the place where leaders are made, then in that case, what are the options of leadership do I have? I can be a club leader, like one of the club officers, or I can be a club support, for example, a club coach or a club mentor or a club sponsor, or I can be a district officer, or I can go up to become an international officer. So these are the options that are in front of me when it comes to options in terms of reaching the goal, given the reality where I'm standing. And finally, W, the will. Do I have the will to achieve what I want to achieve? So during my last almost 4 years of Toastmasters journey, I have realized as a mentor and as a mentee that this is how Toastmasters in a nutshell looks upon mentoring. A mentor is someone who will help you identify your goal, will help you understand your reality, will help you with the options that's available with you, and will help you with building your will. Now, where do I stand? Where did I need help in terms of my mentorship journey as a prodigy? Goal, I was very clear. To be very honest, I didn't join Toastmasters to become a public speaker because I have been doing public speaking, professional keynote speaking since 2010. So I joined Toastmasters in 2020, which means that 10 years of professional speaking, public speaking has already happened before I made my first icebreaker speech in Toastmasters. So I would be lying if I say that I joined Toastmasters to become a public speaker. My goal was very clear. I wanted to identify certain nuances of public speaking where I am not good and work on them. And within the first 2-3 speeches, I was told pretty convincingly by various evaluators that my biggest area of improvement is my humor, or rather the lack of it. Because I can't smile, and worse still, I can't make others smile. I have a straight face. I come here, I make a speech. More often than not, I scare people. And people go away listening to my speech with a heavy heart and a scared mind, regretting why did they even come to hear my speech in the first place. So I knew humor is something that I needed to work on. Reality, I knew. I just stated the reality right now, right? That I have been in public speaking for the last 10 years, so I know where I stand. Options. Now, I am a person who joins an organization, and the first thing he does is reads whatever literature that's available for that organization. So right from the speech contest rule book to the district leadership's handbook, I read everything that was there and which was not there. So options is something that definitely I was well aware of. But there's one thing where I needed a push time and again. Will. I found my will oscillating from here to here, to here, to here, through the months, weeks, days. There have been days when I was extremely pumped up about doing a speech. And there have been days where I was feeling like, why even do a speech? And there have been days where I've come on stage saying that, okay, let's get done with this speech, like today. So in such cases, I need a lot of push from people to come and tell me, hey, Sourav, this makes sense. You can do this. You must do this. And this is where I needed mentors. Unfortunately, the moment I went to someone and said that I've completed 10 paths, and then I said, I want that person to be my mentor, they said, thanks, but no thanks. So what did I do? I started attending Toastmasters meeting where I met Manikandan. I met Arjun Mumu. I met Sanjit Agarwal. I met Sudharma Perera. I met Manoj Nair. I met Sri Lakshmi. And I met dozens of Toastmasters who turned out to be my mentors without even realizing that they, through their speeches, their evaluations, their conviction, their delivery, their improvements, and their growth, have actually been providing me the willpower to come here and deliver my speech. Trust me, guys, it's not easy to motivate yourself on the 11th path. But you are making it possible. So thank you to all my mentors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DTM Dutta, and congratulations for delivering a successful speech. And you very well said. We have nearly 29 to 30 members in the meeting, and we have joined Toastmasters for different reasons. Some people join for public speaking, some people join for networking, some people join for leadership skills. Very well said. Yeah, that's very much I agree with you. Now it's time to call our eighth speaker. Our eighth speaker is Sudharma. Sudharma. She will be evaluated by John Joseph. John, are you there in the meeting? John, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Her path is visionary communication. She is attempting her L3P3 project, and project name is in prepare for an interview. Prepare for an interview. Coming to Sudharma, purpose of this her project is the purpose of this project is for member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of this, not The purpose of this project is for member to practice the skills needed to present himself or herself well in an interview. And Sudharma, coming to Sudharma, her introduction, I want to give her a very brief introduction of Sudharma. Sudharma stays in Vennapova, Sri Lanka, and is a fellow chartered accountant. She has an MBA from the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, Sri Lanka. She is interested in learning new skills, getting to know new people, and traveling to new places. Sudharma is Vice President Education of Gabbys Online Toastmaster Club. All the best, Sudharma.
Hello,
Sri
everyone.
Lakshmi, did you read out
Yeah.
the title, speech title?
Speech title is not mentioned in this. Sudharma, what is your title?
Title will be announced in the.
Sorry?
Yeah. I'll take it forward.
Okay.
And timer, please start the moment I start the session, just for everyone's to give a download. She's attempting preparing for an interview, so I'll be the interviewer here, and she'll answer to my questions. Timer, we may start now. Hello, Toastmaster Sudharma. How are you?
Hi, Toastmasters. I am fine.
Okay, great. So welcome to my show, and here we try to know more about people whom we actually admire a lot. We have seen you wearing different hats in this Toastmasters journey. We have seen you being assertive, being direct, and being very vocal and transparent with people. But a thought came to my mind, and maybe fellow Toastmasters and guest seconded, that how exactly was Sudharma when she was in her childhood? So today we want to snip into that past of yours and understand Sudharma's childhood in few minutes followed by now. So we know that you are from Venapua, Sri Lanka, but where did you exactly grow up and how was your childhood to be in general? Would you like to reflect on that, please?
Yes, I am in Vennapur actually. And yeah, my childhood was very memorable and I enjoyed it a lot. And still, I like to go to my childhood and be there. Yes.
Okay, if it was memorable, then were you a notorious kid or a quiet one?
I can say middle, not notorious, but not quiet. Yeah.
Okay, so you are not a troublemaker, if I can say that, or a silent troublemaker.
Yes, totally not a troublemaker. I think problem solver. I can say.
Problem solver. Okay, point taken. So, is there something you were afraid of? Because currently, with your role and responsibilities, we have seen you coming strong. How were you during your childhood? Is there something you were afraid of as a child?
I think no. I was not afraid of anything. Yeah, I didn't.
And what made you, I mean, with such strong conviction, were you so much confident that you never afraid of anything, or is there something your parents taught you?
Not actually. Yeah, every Sunday I am going to church and I am praying. That's the only thing I have. That strength only I have. And I am going to church also alone when I was a child. And in the night masses also I went alone. Even I rode my bicycle in the night and went there. You can imagine, how I was afraid. I was not actually. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay, so with these activities, we can understand that yes, you were involved in a lot of adventurous tasks and you were not afraid of. Great to know. You mentioned something about that going to church, being having that kind of aspect to life. Was that taught by your parents, or it was something a festival thing you used to cherish? How was that part? I'm asking a bit about your relationship with your parents and what exactly they taught you.
They exactly taught me to how to be how to do things independently without others' help. Yeah, that's what they taught me, and they didn't actually tell me to go to church alone or something. I myself encouraged me to go to church alone. Although I had siblings and all, I was like that, and to the point celebrating. No, that question was celebrating. Yeah, we have two church priests, and Christmas, New Year, and every year we have four occasions related to church, and I was enjoying a lot. Midnight mass, midnight Christmas mass, and church priest. It's like a main function. Like I enjoyed a lot. That's the only thing I enjoyed. We are not celebrating anything Christmas or thing. We are not celebrating in our house in years, but I celebrated in the church. That's all.
Okay, so you like celebration and you like being around people and having that side of in life. That's great to know. So, talking about celebration, we know that why I am asking because celebration is with either parents or sibling, but there is a minute part few of the people might relate to that we celebrate with if we have someone else in our life. So, I'm talking about the crushes part. If I might have the permission to ask that how early you were when you had your first crush?
Yeah, I can't tell the age actually. I think I was in grade 4. Yeah, grade 4, 9 years old.
Thank you so much for being so transparent. A true Sudharma to me. I can completely understand that this part of your personality was very well there in your childhood as well, where you don't shy away in expressing something or answering something boldly. Thank you so much. I also wanted to understand how your school life was. It was easy peasy or it was a bit challenging for you?
It was very easy. I went to school on time, and I didn't skip any day except when I was in grade 2. I was trying to tell my father I can't go to school because I wanted to try it. Other than I didn't have any idea to skip the class. Then he tried to punish me. Then I realized this is not working. I will go to school. No one forced me. I went to school every day. Yeah.
And you always wanted to be a chartered accountant since your childhood?
No, I didn't know the word accountant also. When I was going to enter my A-level class only, I got to know that accountant course. And I didn't dare to be chartered accountant when I was in the university also. After passing double AD, that means accounting technicians exam only, I got confidence to be chartered accountant. Otherwise, I thought I want to be well-educated person. Yes.
Okay, a well-educated person. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudharma, for at least sharing few aspects of your childhood, and it was my honor to have you with me. Thank you so much again for your time, for your presence with us.
Thank you, Toastmasters, by conducting a great talk show. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudharma, and thank you, Toastmaster Smriti, also being a fantastic evaluator. And Sudharma, thank you for throwing about you, which we haven't heard about you. Fantastic! It's fantastic. Know your from childhood journey to till how you became a chartered accountant. Everything. Congratulations once again, Sudharma, for answering interview questions confidently, clearly. You did a fantastic job. Now it's time to call our speaker, your speaker 9, Yogita Upadhyay. She will be evaluated by Anita Rao. Anita, are you in the meeting?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you very much, Anita. Yogita is attempting dynamic leadership path. She is attempting L4P1 project. Project name is Manage Change. Her speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Her purpose of the project is for member to practice developing a change management plan. The purpose of this speech is for member to share some aspect of change management plan. And coming to Yogita Upadhyay, her introduction is Yogita is a go with the flow and a joyful person. She always been people person, so enjoying her face as a HR image consultant, and soft skills trainer. Beyond her 9 to 5 hustle, you will find her dancing, reading, mind bending books, exploring new places, or experimenting with different food. And her speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Her speech title is Keep Pace with the Change. Keep Pace with the Change. Yogita Upadhyay.
When I asked my gold ring, were you afraid of getting into fire? It said no. And when it got into hot fire, it came out as more beautifully and is now resting peacefully on my fingers. Change is inevitable. I am blessed to be from a generation that has witnessed multiple changes, from black and white to color TV, then LCD transforming into LEDs, and now we have smart TVs. Ever since the pandemic has hit us, everything around us has changed. In the last 4 years, we are working from home, we are doing our online shopping, students are studying online, even doctors have started consulting online. I mean, now even Toastmasters is online. Everything has changed. Hence, the only constant thing in this entire life is change, rightly said by someone. Have you guys heard of Chaluteka Bridge? Give me a thumbs up if you have heard about the Chaluteka Bridge. Well, that's okay. I also came to know about it very recently. It's a 484-meter long bridge on the River Titicaca in Honduras in Central America. Now, why is this important? This region is known for its storms and hurricanes. The authorities there decided to build a bridge over river in the year 1996. They wanted to build a bridge so strong that it would endure the extreme calamities. They gave this contract to the most proficient team, and that was the Japanese team. Japanese team did wonders. They built a strong, solid bridge designed to withstand the powerful forces of nature with dexterity. They built a state-of-art bridge with modern-day marvel of engineering and gave it to the people of Chaluteka. The people loved it. It was a joy and pride for them. The bridge got completed in the year 1998, and in the same year, there was a huge hurricane in October in Honduras. There was 75 inches of rain in just 4 days, which usually took 4 to 6 months there to rain. Now, there was devastation all around the river. Chaluteka swelled and flooded the entire region. 7,000 people lost their lives. All the bridges in Honduras were destroyed, but not this one, because it was built to withstand the extreme calamities. Now, why is this a problem? After the hurricane, the river changed its course, but the bridge kept standing strong. Now what? Why did I get this metaphor of change? It's just to bring into your notice that if we do not change with the time, we will be obsolete. Am I correct? We have to keep pace with the change. My dear friends in Toastmasters, there was a time when I had to change my career. I was into sales, and one day my manager came up to me and says, Yogita, the HR has left the organization on a very small notice. And since you have done your master's in HR, and I see you are quite good with people, we request you to undertake this responsibility for a short period of time until somebody else gets hired. Well, I was already heading a 10-members team. The sales cycle was in peak. I was at the peak of my career, which I assumed I was. And I thought, I cannot do this. But because I knew it was a short-term need and new hirings were going on, I did not want to say no to my manager. I said to him, I need time to get things aligned. He said, okay, we are willing to give you time, but we are not willing to give you this position until you come up with a change plan. Now I had two options. One, to jump into the river and learn how to put my MBA into use, or to quit. I gave him a short-term and a long-term plan. I said, okay, We can get an assistant team lead to handle my sales cycle, and I will be just there to manage any serious situation if somebody gets stuck. This team of 10 members will be my functional people. Assistant team lead will start managing the lead flow, ensuring proper coverage in due course of time. What I will be doing is that I will just keep interacting with these 10 people to ensure that there is no lag whatsoever. Second, my big plan was I will only handle HR properly, as now I want to make a career shift into HR as I see this potential in me. Inside me, I wanted to make a career shift, and what is best is getting it with the people you already know. That was my short-term and long-term plan, getting a career shift when the organization needed it more than what you need. I thought, since I have done it, it will not be very difficult to me. But change doesn't come alone. It leads to apprehensions, it leads to fear, it leads to vulnerability, it leads to sadness, and sometimes it leads to excitement. Some people were excited and motivated to perform under any circumstances in my team lead. And some people were apprehensive. Maybe that was not the right time for me to get into HR. So taking this challenge was a big leap for me, which I made possible only with the help of my manager and my teammates who had kept that faith in me. There were a lot of extra hours dedicated to understanding how to actually implement the practical knowledge of HR, plus training the assistant manager. Also, I said, I also had to manage a regular communication with my team. For delivering targets, even my team dedicated extra hours just to ensure that I can do well in my current role. At the end, we were all striving for a common goal, and we were all getting experts into our domains. I know we all must have gone through these times. That phase passed and it went well. What I learned was only knowing something does not help. Keeping up with the skills and upskilling, practicing it only helps. Whenever you think you are an expert, think, pause, and rethink. Do you need to upskill? Whenever you are starting a new business, think whether this can take the change after 4 years, because the bridge stayed and the river moved. The great solution will stay, but the problem will move. The product will stay, but the industry will move. The service will stay, but the customer will move. The great buildings of the ecosystem will stay, ecospace will stay, but the employees will move. My dear friends, I will leave you with the quote of Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that can survive, neither the most intelligent that can survive. It is the one who is the most adaptable to change that will survive. Over to you, TMOD.
Congratulations, Yogita, for delivering a successful speech. Very well said. Change is constant in our life, and we should keep upskilling every day. Nowadays, in competitive world, we should be upskilled ourselves in whatever field we are. Congratulations once again for delivering a successful speech.
Thank you.
Now it's time to call our 10th speaker. 10th speaker is Madhan K. He will be evaluated by Lakshmi Sujata. Lakshmi, are you in the meeting?
Yes, Sri Lakshmi,
Okay.
I'm here.
Thank you very much, Lakshmi. Madhan is delivering his international speech practice. His speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. He is working at Bosch, Coimbatore for the past 10 plus years with facilities team. Toastmaster for past 1.5 years, completed a pathway and pursuing next. Curious on topics like psychology, philosophy, spirituality. He is intensely passionate about watching public speeches of any kind. The purpose of this speech is defined by the member. The member may present a well-organized, well-supported speech on any topic. And his speech title is Life is Simple. Life is Simple, Madhan K.
Okay. Am I audible, visible? Can I get a confirmation? Thank you. If I had the opportunity to meet the directors of ghost movies, I would humbly request at first to just change the costumes of the ghosts. I mean, from Hollywood to Bollywood, the same white dress, long hair, not this hair, ghost hair, pale face. For How long? Out of all the horror movies that we see, 99 out of 100 ghosts are portrayed by women. Men are either a victim or a side character. Look at the innocent faces. That's why the most terrifying scenes in the horror movies are from the director's own domestic life. He first experiences it in his home and then shares that experience with us. This is what we call giving back to the society. The concept of the famous ghost movie, The Conjuring, reveals a straightforward plot. The demon Bathsheba wants to end the life of a young girl. Ma Bathsheba, you are an extremely evil witch with great magical powers. You could easily kill her. Just take a knife and stab the child. So simple. But no, you will go around the world for it. First, you will stop all the clocks in the house at 3:07 a.m. And then you will pull the legs of poor sleeping children. And in such a big bedroom, you will only sit on the top of the wardrobe, leaping down like a monkey, and creepily ask, "Hey, wanna play? Madam Ghost, hide and seek. Ah? Good morning, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear ghosts." I realize that these ghosts are not only in movies. Meet my friend, Mr. Prakash, who is always complaining about the lack of recognition and the down in his career. Bro, you see, whatever I do, my manager won't recognize me. Everything is changing in this company except my salary. He cries often. I offered him a simple solution. Hey, why do you complicate it? The solution is right before you. Either you find a better company or just accept your fate. Look at me. Same 10 plus years, same company, same manager, same department, same work. Have you ever seen a buffalo standing in the rain? Just be like that buffalo, my friend. He gives me a disgusted look and walks away. Another friend, Marcus, is a hardcore foodie. Foodies in the house, this is for you. He loves eating grilled chicken so much. His fear for his love for food and fear of his growing belly go hand in hand. He often tells me, my cousins in the home are often teasing that my tummy is looking like a pregnant woman. From Monday, I'm going to start a stringent diet plan. So tonight, shall we go for a biryani party? I hear this from him almost every Saturday. That fated Monday is yet to come. Once I asked him jokingly, hey, why do you want to eat more and then reduce? It's simple. Either eat less or at least don't bother about your tummy. Anyway, it is going to burst someday. Then we'll take care of it. He gives me a big punch with his fluffy hand. I cannot keep pointing fingers only at my friends. I am no different. Whenever I travel from Coimbatore to Pune for official trips, the flight timings are at early mornings, which is actually midnight, which is actually a midnight for me. So I book two flights and I complicate a simple 1 hour flight journey to 13 hours. We make simple things to complex ones. Why? Because life doesn't happen in the way we want it. We all live in our own matrix illusions. As all great people in the history said, live in the moment. Look at the reality as it is. Act if required, or accept and move on. Act if required, or accept and move on. Job, appraisal, passion, innovation, cutthroat competition, business, success, power, money, yoga, spirituality, and EMI for all this. You keep running, and the road is never ending. Don't forget to live in the moment. Life is simple. Over to you, TMOD.
Congratulations, Madhan, for delivering a successful speech. And I always tell I am the firm believer of live in the moment. Don't think of past. Don't think of future too much. Future too much. It's stressing. Please, I deliver. I deliver. Even I believe in it. I tell people to live in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Live a fulfilling life. Live a happy life. That's the best way to live a successful and happy life. Now it's time to call our last speaker. Our last speaker is Khushi Khandelwal. She will be elected by Smriti Mohante. Khushi is also attempting delivering her international speech practice. Her speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of the speech is defined by the member. The member may present a well-organized, well-supported speech on any topic. Khushi is a freelancer by profession. She does LinkedIn management for her clients. Along with this, she is passionate about creating content on Instagram and LinkedIn. She loves traveling and listening to podcasts. And her speech title is A Complicated Relationship. A Complicated Relationship. Khushi Khandelwal.
My friends, this mirror is not just a glass. It is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. How many of you have healthy relationship with yourself? There were times when I had a complicated relationship with myself, which also affected my outside world. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, I was born in a restricted family where my freedom was limited because of my overprotective father. How many of you have overprotective father like me? Whenever I used to ask about my plans to him, I used to get a number of questions just like an exam paper. Khushi, what's your friend's name? Contact details, address, mother's phone number, vehicle's number. I would get upset that I had to give up on my plans. One day, my friends made a plan to visit Pushkar, a beautiful place I had always dreamt of visiting. To make myself part of this trip, I played smarter. Instead of asking my father, I went to my innocent mama and lied to go to my friend's house for group study. She innocently agreed. The plan was executed well, and I thoroughly enjoyed that day. After bidding goodbye to my friend, I rushed towards my home. And I found my father waiting for me furiously at the doorstep. He played more smarter than me. He called my friend's house and found out that I wasn't there. I was caught red-handed, and after that, we had a heated argument. Papa, you are overprotective. You never approve of my plans, so I had to lie. Khushi, lying was never the solution. I don't trust you anymore now. I could see my father getting emotional. I was overwhelmed with guilt and shame for deceiving him, which stopped me from making eye contact with myself in the mirror. This incident led to a complicated relationship with myself, which grew further because of other incidents. When I started pursuing my graduation, there was a shift in my personal life. I entered into a beautiful relationship that was like a fairy tale for me. However, over time, cracks began to appear in our relationship. Minor disagreements turned into heated arguments. One day, I noticed him getting many calls from his female friend. Initially, it didn't bother me much, but over time, I got suspicious. I asked him and continuously blamed him for cheating me, and my relentless blaming ended our relationship. Post breakup, I blamed myself for the relationship's failure. Once again, the guilt within me stopped me from making eye contact with myself in the mirror. I was exhausted with continuous soreness in relationships and wanted to fix them. One day, I stumbled upon a video by famous motivational speaker who said, if your relationship with yourself is toxic, you won't be able to make healthy relationship with others. After listening to him, I got the realization. My relationship with myself is toxic, and that's why I had toxic relationship with my father and my ex-boyfriend. I went into a meditative state for quite some time to understand what went wrong in my relationships. My instinct replied, I am the source of all the problems and I don't take accountability for my actions. I used to consider my father a problem as he used to ask numerous questions. But later on, I learned that he is the most caring father. I was unnecessarily interfering in my boyfriend's personal life for no reason. Instead of blaming others, I started questioning myself. What did I do wrong? Gradually, my strained relationships with close ones began to blossom. My Sunday mornings now look like this. Khushi beta, it's 8 a.m. Toastmasters meeting will begin soon. Get ready for the Toastmasters meeting and don't forget to have fun with your Toastmasters friends. Now that I'm single, I am on a lookout for a potential date. All the interested eligible bachelors, give me a call. Now I can confidently make eye contact with myself in the mirror. My friends, I urge each one of you to take a moment to look into this mirror and ask yourself, is your relationship with yourself toxic or healthy? While looking at your reflections, recall if you had argument with your loved ones. If yes, ask yourself, what did I do wrong? When you take accountability for your actions, your relationship with yourself and with others start to transform. Are you ready to transform your relationships? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Congratulations, Khushi Khandelwal, for delivering fantastic speech. I resonate with you. We should develop a healthy relationship with ourselves before we have relationship. We have relationship with our partner, parents, or friends. Very well delivered, and congratulations for delivering a successful speech. Thank you very much. Timer, are all the speakers are on time? Do you have any disqualification? Or...
You have to give me 1 minute.
Okay.
I'll just get back to you. Yeah, I think we have one disqualification. That is Toastmaster Manikandan is the only disqualification.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Now, before we move to second round, that's for evaluation, we'll have a 5 minutes break. Now it's 8:39. We all be back by 8:44. Hope everyone are okay with it. We'll meet after 5 minutes.
Hush on the beat. Hush on the beat.
It's 8:44. Hope everyone are back. If everyone are back, please switch on your camera. Welcome back, everybody. Timer, do you have any more disqualification or only one disqualification?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, there are two disqualification. One is Manikandan, who took 8 minutes 3 seconds,
Okay.
and second one is Yogita over there, who took 7 minutes 33 seconds.
Okay, we have two disqualifications, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And we are not having voting poll for speakers because we are having icebreaker today. We have voting poll only for the best evaluator. Now it's time for our second round. That's evaluation round. Now I love to call our evaluator one Atul Srivastava for Arjun Mumu. Atul Srivastava is from Hyderabad, Telangana, He did MSc in psychology and B.Ed in special education and a retired principal from the state government of Telangana. He has a deep passion for training and public speaking and is certified trained the trainer from ICB and member of IMPA Hyderabad.
Who's speaker one? Arjun is there?
Arjun Murmu.
Yeah.
Arjun,
Yeah,
are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Hello, Arjun. I would like to congratulate you for your presentation and sharing your journey of life and introducing your childhood incidents and later becoming how you became software engineer and then pursued your MBA and related your life like a roller coaster, which gives a visual appeal to the audience to connect it and think about how endeavors you have put in your life. The content part was well structured, having a good introduction, body, and conclusion, where you used an inspiring quotation also as a call for action. Arise, awake, and stop, not until the goals are achieved. The language you used was also very clear and comprehensive. You tried your vocal variety also to some extent, body gestures and body movements, and you looked comfortable. There are some suggestions which can make your future presentation more effective and or catch the attention of the speakers. The first is that your audio had some glitch, having intermittent gaps because you were standing, maybe you are standing a bit far ahead from your laptop. So you can use a headphone with the mic facility so that you can have a good improvement, so that because when there was a glitch, we were forced to listen to you, concentrating. So I think as an evaluator, I may be doing, but other audience, they may lose the interest. So that you can take as a recommendation for your future presentation. And if you succeed in removing this glitch in future, it will demonstrate more confidence. You have to be a little louder in your speech. Then you can do wonder in your presentations. You can also skip the greetings as good evening or something because you have been introduced. You can go directly on your presentation, and that will save your time, and you can add some more stuff to your presentation. Overall, I liked your presentation very much, and I'm confident that we are going to have more opportunity to listen to your wonderful presentation in near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Atul. I'm sure your evaluation will help Arjun in improving his next speech. Improving his next speech. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Atul, and thank you, Arjun also. Now it's time to call our evaluator two. The evaluator two is Meeta M. Shah. She will be evaluating Manikandan Varadaraj. Meeta is a teacher by passion and profession with a focus on building a strong foundation through early childhood education for children.
Can I start?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Congratulations, Toastmaster Manikandan, on matching guidelines and completing your speech with purpose and to present a well-organized speech on Move, Learn and Thrive. It was very informative speech. Through your speech, I came to know that you enjoy traveling, networking, cooking, cycling, and many more. Your simple mantra, hook the audience to always move and learn new habits from others and develop that habit. You excelled at, you are a great speaker, very confident on stage, and a good storyteller. And you may want to work on to be more excelled. You can do, your audio was bit low. So I had to literally listen very carefully that each and every word could have paused where required. So it will help you to get more this one attached. To conclude, you are a great speaker, very confident on the stage, a good storyteller. Your audio, you can, it was a bit low, could have paused very required. Overall, it was a good speech with audience engagement, good structure, impactful conclusion with 2 quotes which change you and others. So, thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anita. I'm sure your relation will help a lot Manikandan for his improvement in his next speeches. Now it's time to call our Evaluator 3. Our Evaluator 3 is Priyamoda Sharma. She'll be evaluating Sudhakar Thamankar. Priyamoda Sharma is a 24-year-old diving headfirst into fascinating world of psychology. She's all about connecting with folks. It's like fuel for her soul.
Hello, Toastmaster Sudhakar. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So first, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Sudhakar for speaking beautifully and choosing this topic wisely. So the speech was, I realized that the speech was on a topic that most of us struggle with and most of us need advice for. So here you used your expertise in the field to inform people, to show people what is finance and how they can manage their finances by their behavior. So that was a really good topic. Now, when you started, you actually grabbed the attentions of the audience by stating a question. Also, the speech had a good structure as you answered the questions that you put through, and you also used examples of people and props to make your speech interesting. The syndrome name was really catchy. The syndrome name was I Don't Know What I Don't Know. That I felt was the highlight of the speech. Apart from the terms that you were describing, rational mind, cognitive biases, that influence a person's behavior. Another good part of your speech was that I realized that you did not use a story, but what you did was you used second person, right? You said this is how you do this is how you do this. So what happens is a person feels involved when you use second person, right? Now, so now how to make this speech better? Let's move on to the growth points. Now, I realized that the question was good, but what you have done is what you should have done it is you should have used more conviction for asking that question. Also, I felt that it was a bit long, so like listening to it and then understanding could be a bit difficult for the audience. So the question could be shortened. Now, the structure of this speech was good, but there were too many aspects that you were focusing on when you were describing how behavior influences finance, right? So what you can do is, instead of focusing on too many aspects, you can focus on 1 or 2 major aspects and describe that. And at the end, when you were telling about the solutions, use 2 or 3 solutions, not too long, in a short way. Another thing I realized that when you were giving your speech, the eye contact was missing with the audiences. Okay. And you were sitting, so you could have stood up, or you could have, even if you wanted to sit, you could have used hand gestures to imply what you were saying, right? The fourth part that can actually enhance your speech is how you deliver it, right? So I felt that you were too, like, not too fast, not too slow, but it was monotonous. Maybe you could have used pauses in between to enhance what you were saying. And a tip from me is, like, when we realize that there is less time, or when there is a red card showing and you have to end your speech, instead of ending it abruptly, you can just say that I conclude by saying dash dash dash, and then you can say thank you, instead of ending it abruptly, right? Or if you feel that your speech is too long, so otherwise it was a good speech with clear direction, correct grammar, info, and you were confident. The agenda was clear in front of the audience. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Priya Moda. I'm sure your election will help Sudhakar in his next speech, into his next speech, coming speeches. Now it's time to call our Evaluator for Sanjay Jain. He will be evaluating Balasundaram. Sanjay Jain is a chartered accountant by profession, married to a lovely wife, Sushma Jain, who is also a chartered accountant. The couple is blessed with 2 lovely children. Outside Toastmasters and accounting, Sanjay likes playing cricket, chess, and loves traveling.
Yeah, thank you, Sri Lakshmi, for giving this opportunity. Speaker Toastmaster Bala, the speaker began the speech with a clear introduction to the topic of leadership style, highlighting the importance of understanding the different approaches to the leadership. The audience were immediately engaged and interested in learning more. The speaker started explaining about his authoritarian style of leadership, emphasizing the importance of clear direction and decision making. He provided relevant examples, the merits and demerits of this style of leadership. Then he spoke about democratic style of leadership, in which he emphasizes the value of collaboration and inclusivity in decision-making process. The speaker spoke about highlighted the approach that can foster a sense of ownership and engagement among the team members. The speaker also used of real-life examples of himself, how he converted himself to authoritative to democratic leadership. Then the speaker spoke about the caring style of leadership, which he provided by example of his boss. His boss was very caring and taking care of his team members by ensuring he helps them both financially and emotionally. The team members to be with him for a longer time, which the speaker realized that how his boss can retain any person for more than 10 years, and the speaker was not able to retain for more than 2 years. Then the speaker thought of changing this style to the caring style of leadership. What I would like the speaker to improve upon is that he had a sufficient time. I think so more than he has 2 minutes. He could have spoken more, but he immediately in between only he stopped and concluded his speech. He could have spoken about this caring style of leadership, how he has implemented, what challenges he faced, why changing the style of leadership is not easy for ourselves and our team. So he could have spoken about that in a more detailed manner, how we changed, what were the challenges he faced, and things like that, which would have given an impression on and also a learning for audience to take home, that how one person can be a successful with various style of leadership and things like that. Overall, I liked your speech. You had made us understand your leadership style. You met the project guidelines. But next time, I would request you that you please utilize the full time so that and conclude it. Don't conclude it apparently, conclude it properly. So the audience will take note of it and learn from it. Thank you very much, and all the best for your next speech. Yeah.
Thank you for your feedback and comments, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Sanjay Jain, and thank you, Balasundaram. I am sure your evaluation will help your target speaker in his next implement of his coming speeches.
Correct, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
you both. Now it's time to call our evaluator 5, Upasna Ghosh. She will be evaluating Himanshu Awasthi. Upasna is a chirpy, happy, go-lucky bookworm who loves to eat, cook, travel, listen to music, and read about Indian mythology. She has been fortunate enough to visit 13 different countries and love exploring new cultures. Currently, she works as a senior technical writer for an MNC.
My target speaker, Toastmaster Himanshu. So today you had effectively conveyed the purpose of leadership, the quality that defines a good leadership and different leadership attributes and style. So your purpose was met, and I'm very happy that the way you have expressed your leadership style was very unique. And through this course of evaluation, I'll give you the good points as well as the point of improvement. Let's dive into good points. So you maintained the eye contact. There was eye contact throughout the speech time. You had appropriate gestures. Hand gestures were really good. And you engaged your audience through the speech. And that was maintained throughout the speech. This was a very good thing. And you had that enthusiasm, which made this topic more interesting. I mean, as an audience, I was more interested in your story to know more what has happened. And since you shared a personal experience through your leadership style and which added authenticity to the speech, so it also made the audience to connect with you. Regarding the points of improvement, I would say that the content was very valuable. And I would request if you could make the speech more structured, even though it had a introduction, main points, as well as conclusion. However, in the main points, if you could give max 2 examples, because what has happened, you have given multiple examples, so the transitions were a bit rough. And as an audience, I had to keep visualize that, okay, this has happened, this is going on. Rather than if you could give just 2 examples and elaborate, audience could have connected more. So your personal anecdotes or example has to be very crisp. You can elaborate on that, but it has to be very crisp. Make it until 2 only. But I am sure that you as a speaker have demonstrated a very solid understanding of leadership style and engaged the audience effectively. With minor adjustments, I'm sure that in future, your speeches will be more impactful. Looking forward to hear from you more. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Upasna, for a fantastic evaluation. I'm sure your evaluation will help Himanshu in his next coming improvement of his next upcoming speeches. Now it's time to call our the speaker evaluator 6, Jyoti Mandal. She'll be evaluating Prabha Luhaniwal. Jyoti is a nutrition coach and a yoga guru.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Hello, everyone. To my target speaker, your purpose is to talk on different communication styles. So I'll first talk about what you excelled at. So first, you have started with a question which caught the attention of the audience. That was a good start. And you've also started with good confidence. And the second point is you have showcased different communication styles with examples and in your corporate life by playing the roles of a manager and team members. And you played it very creatively by putting some stickers on your t-shirt so that the audience will not be confused, right? Which role you're playing, and the names were perfectly seen on those stickers. That was well done, Prabha. Next, you spoke about different communication styles, like 4 styles: direct, supportive, analytical, and initiative. Yeah, these are the points which you excelled at. And you have also concluded your speech with a beautiful message at the end. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Very nice. So I'll talk about a few points where it will help you to elevate your next speeches. So the first point is the purpose of the project is on communication styles, right? So I felt that the time being utilized in describing the examples is more, and the time taken in talking about the communication styles is less. So the purpose, you met that, but I felt that it's like 60 to 70%. Maybe you could have taken more time in talking about those 4 styles, right? You just spoke in one liner for direct, one liner for supportive, like that. But maybe you could have described in detail, because that is what the purpose of your speech is. And overall, it was a good speech. To summarize, well done on playing different roles of you are very creative in delivering your speech. Take little more time on talking about the purpose of your speech, especially. And I love the message at the end. Thank you. Over to you, dear.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jyoti, and congratulations, Prabha. I am sure her evaluation will help you in next upcoming speeches. We love to hear your speech. And it's time to call our evaluator 7, Manoj Nayar, to evaluate DTM Sourav Dutta. Manoj is an IT consultant by profession, been with Toastmaster for last couple of years back. During his free time, he likes to watch Malayalam movies, loves his walk in the woods, and play table tennis.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Srilakshmi Hegde. And good afternoon, everyone, guest, and especially our target speaker, Toastmaster DTM Sourav Dutta. What a pleasure of hearing a powerful, great speech, Toastmaster Sourav. Because what you've done is you embodied the complete essence of Toastmasters, journey of mentoring with your real story, with your real specs, actually, classes. You mentioned about the concepts of mentoring framework, concepts of goal, which is basically growth, which is goal, reality, options, and will. And we have all those single nuggets of stories which was embedded in your grow kind of concept, the acronyms you used about it. The way you encapsulate people, they capture the people with that anecdote was powerful way that the hook statement was straight. And then from there, you signposted back to tell the audience where you're going with your story, where you're going with your message. We all were with you on the journey of Toastmasters mentoring. From objective point of view, completely you nailed it. Now, how do I see Toastmasters Sourav Dutta can able to pivot his speech and improvise it actually for the next level? In my opinion, we are in the virtual setting. It's very important. Voice modulation or voice mechanism plays a key important role when you're trying to accentuate your point. Now, since we are restricted on spatial in terms of the 16 tugged into the 16 screen, it's difficult. We can able to vocal variety, but your hand gestures should able to emphasize your point and bringing those kind of energy in your kind of concept. The second thing which I believe are the 2 smaller things which I believe. You mentioned about grow. Now, this is a powerful concept from it's coming from a coaching model framework, which I believe given a citation to that, in my opinion, giving an oral citation during that one is more emphasize that one. The third thing which you mentioned about you mentioned about kind of thing, you use the word kind of oscillation. In my word, I think that the better word using is cascading or fluctuating kind of thing. Maybe oscillation comes in the context of moving like this. So in all, I don't agree with you. You said you are not a humorous speaker. You are a humorous speaker. You said it. You speak straight. You make it people smile, and we all were with you in the journey of Toastmaster mentoring. With that, back to the Toastmaster of the day, Sri Lakshmi Hegde, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manoj, and congratulations to Manoj and DTM Dutta for doing your both evaluation and speech. Oh, fantastic. Now it's time to call our evaluator 8, John Joseph. She'll be evaluating Sudharma. John Joseph is a content writer and a passionate reader. He is an introvert who finds joy in conversation. She immerses herself in diverse music genres and languages. While her free evenings she spent treasure hunting in vintage book and stationery stores. Hailing from Mumbai, she cherishes the sunrises and sunset at Marine Drive.
Independent, fearless, and surprisingly an obedient child. That is who Sudharma Perera is. I got to know something so new about my dear friend today, and I'm really happy. Let me tell you what I loved about the whole project today. The first thing that caught my attention was the fact that you went out of the norm and did not choose a professional interview, but a personal interview. 99% of the time in this project, people will role play an interview in a corporate sector. But I love the fact that you chose to speak about your childhood, because it was not just an interview, it was also a knowledge passing thing for me. And I love to hear your childhood stories and anecdotes. So really, congratulations for choosing a really interesting topic, which I'm sure the audience enjoyed. The second thing that I love, the innocent smile. You were talking about childhood and the way you smiled with all that innocence and the confidence that you showed while talking. I really like that. People don't understand, but when you have one-on-one communication with someone, it is very important to know that your smile, the demeanor, the confidence plays an important part in winning your interview, right? And you had that. So that's a skill, that's a quality that I think every interviewee needs to think about, not just go and give answers, but have that humility at the same time, the confidence. So I love that contrast in your personality and the way you portray it. Really loved it. Now, a couple of things that you can do to take this project to the next level, as usual, right? So the first thing that I was observing is you went in, but you didn't say anything. And you left the onus of introducing your project to the interviewee. This is your project. I would have loved it if you could have taken 30 seconds and just said, in my project, I'm going to do a role play of an interview and acknowledge the second person who's helping you. And I'm very grateful tonight and thankful to Toastmasters Kriti Mohanty, who has taken her time to help me out for this project. I would have loved it if you would have done that. Okay. The second thing, after all this acknowledgement and introduction, one common theme that I was observing in your answers was there was no deep reflection in the answers that you gave. And in an interview, especially a personal interview, it is not about knowing the information. Okay, was she naughty? Was she not naughty? Was she fearless or was she fearful? The key that we want to know is about your reflections on your experiences. And that was missing. And how do you reflect on your experiences? You reflect on your experiences by two ways. One, give an example, or two, do a compare and contrast. For example, you were asked, what kind of a child were you? Were you naughty? Were you obedient? You said, no, I was never naughty. I was an obedient child. How? Give us an example, right? This, in my childhood, when I was in 4th grade, this happened. And that made me realize I'm actually a very obedient child. You were asked about what do you enjoy? Festivals. You spoke about, I don't enjoy festivals at home. I enjoy them at church. Why? Do a compare and contrast. In church, these were my experiences. But when I'm at home, I don't see that. And that's why I enjoy it more. So then that reflection actually makes me realize what is your personality. And that is what end of the day, the interview tries to gauge. Okay. So next time when you go for any interview, if it's professional, that's a different story. But for any personal interview where you're talking about your experiences, show that analytical side, that reflective side of your life. And how do you do that? By using examples or a compare and contrast between what the question is and what you're talking about. But overall, I'll tell you, keep that personality, the smile and demeanor. And next time, I want to see that fearless Sudharma again perform wonderfully. All the best for the next project. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. June. I'm sure your relation will help Sudharma in the next upcoming project. Now it's time to call Evaluator 9 to evaluate Yogita Updhayay. Updhayay. Evaluator 9 is Anita Rao. Anita is a multi-biz entrepreneur into areas of finance, corporate training, and residential interiors. Her hobbies are traveling, reading, cooking, and gardening. Not necessary in that order. She loves mountains and believes that even as her life mantra, your attitude determines your altitude. Being part of communities like Toastmasters help Anita with the diverse set of people taking roles in XCOM. If Toastmaster has an opportunity for her to demonstrate servant leadership. Over to you, Toastmaster Anita.
Yeah, over to me, but I think my speaker is looking a little different. So can we have Yogita tagged instead of Madan?
Yeah, can we spotlight?
I am here.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I know you're there, Yogita. All right, I'm starting now. So talking about change management, I think one thing I would like to tell my target speaker is please don't change the way you deliver speeches because you did such a brilliant job of it. Well, I'm going to evaluate with some things that I found absolutely great and maybe a few things that you might want to reflect on. What a lovely, nice metaphorical introduction to the topic. You know how the gold which has to pass through fire get melted to bring to that beautiful ring on your finger. In that one line, you used voice modulation, great metaphor, great introduction line, and also body language within the space of the online screen that you have. Coming to the body, I think the body was equally backed up strongly because you gave examples in very different levels. You spoke about past to present, how many changes have happened. You took the example of the bridge in between, which was a sudden like mood shifter. I think it got people curious. Okay, what is she going to say? And again, the bridge became a metaphor of a very big lesson on change. You, of course, ended it with talking a little bit about your specific change management plan and the Charles Darwin quote. So all in all, I really felt challenged as an evaluator that, okay, do I have to suggest something for the sake of it? Well, luckily for me, and maybe for you to reflect, I just found one point. Keeping in line with the objective of the speech, Yogita, I think a little more proportion of time could have been allocated to the specific corporate project with regards to change management that you did. You know, maybe one specific challenge, one specific hindrance, or one specific purpose that you were trying to address. Because what happened is that, to me, it felt like there was a very powerful and compelling case built for overall, keeping up with the change. But when it came to how did it materialize for you in your practical life, in your work scenario, I feel like that was a little bit lost in transition. So although there was a very dramatic, couple of lines towards the end of the speech, like you said, people will move, buildings will remain, customer will move. You gave that whole piece, which was very, very powerful. So I felt like what could have been done is in the intro part, maybe some of the things could have been skipped and instead more focus on that specific plan and that last part could have been given. That would have really taken the speech to a whole new level. But all in all, I think thank you so much for the reminder with a lot of examples and challenging, insightful questions that we all should keep pace with the change. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anita, and congratulations to Yogita Updhayay also. And timer, please note that time limit is 2 to 3 minutes for evaluation. At 2 minutes, you should show the green slide, 2 minutes, 30 seconds yellow slide, and in 3 minutes, you should show the display the red slide. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you should show display red slide. Sorry, 2 minutes, so 2 minutes, 30 seconds yellow, 3 minutes red slide. I'm sorry. 3 minutes, you should show the red slide. And it's time to call our evaluator 10, Lakshmi Sujata. She'll be electing Madhan K. Lakshmi is a behavioral and leadership coach trainer. Lakshmi found her Ikigai through her job with Akshaya Patra Foundation. She facilitates training programs across India that upskills and motivates the frontline workers of her organization. And to upskill herself, her only go-to place is Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. And a very warm good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Madhan. Life is simple. Such a beautiful message and so powerful. Let me share a few points on why I felt it was a powerful message and how you made it a powerful message. One, your connect with the audience. You were able to connect very well with the audience with the kind of examples that you used today. Ghost movies, who doesn't like ghost movies? We are all scared, but we still love watching them, don't we? I love that. The second, performance appraisal. The question that you raised today, we all have it in our mind. Why appraisal? Why performance appraisal, right? Make it simple. The other one, the flight that we take, instead of touching the nose like this, we go all the way this way, right? So one was that connect that you were able to get because of the simple examples that you chose to share today. Second point, humor. At the end of a tiring day, who wouldn't want to laugh a bit? Who wouldn't want to smile a bit? And you had done loads of humor throughout your speech. A few things that really caught my attention was not this hair, the ghost hair. And the other one that I really liked was giving back to the society, right? So these were some things that you really have a very natural talent with humor. And I think you should just explore it more. And I'm sure you would do amazingly well at that. Now let's just also look at some areas of improvements. One main thing was eye contact. Yes, you did have eye contact, but you were having eye contact with us throughout. Even when you had to have eye contact with Mr. Prakash. Instead of having eye contact with Prakash, you were actually looking at the screen to see who is looking at you, right? So when you have a role play, ensure that you're fully involved with that person, whoever it is, okay? That's one thing. Second, speed. Your speed was, I didn't even need a timer to track. You were going at that constant speed throughout while you were delivering the speech. Sometimes to make it more interesting, you might want to go have a few ups and downs in the speech, right? Increase your speed at some points. Slow it down. It has more impact. The third one was a transition. I'll tell you which part of it. So you took quite a bit of time when you were talking about the post example. You spent a lot of time and then suddenly you switched to the other two examples, which were very short. So initially when I was listening to your speech, I was wondering, okay, what is the connection between Life is Beautiful and Ghost? Because that context setting took quite a bit of time. So if you could just take care of these 3 points, I must say you are a very engaging speaker who has that natural talent of making your audience laugh and smile at the end of a stressful day. However, just these 3 points, put them together, and I'm sure you would do much better than that. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi, and all the best to Madhan K for your international speech contest. I wish you good luck for international speech contest. Now it's time to call our evaluator 11, Smriti Mohantai. She'll be evaluating Khushi Khandelwal. Smriti was a sales manager by profession and now is a certified soft skill trainer by interest. After almost a decade, she is now a full-time management student by the virtue of time. She joined Toastmasters to sharpen her saw of public speaking.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Khushi, glad to see we are doing well. But to start with, someone has widely said that a healthy relationship is one in which the love enriches you, not imprisons you. That's the one reflection I saw in your speech today of complicated relationships. I like the fact that you brought the aspect of relationship which we naturally experience in our day-to-day life. You actually shown us that vulnerability which comes with each and every relationship. Coming to dedicatedly to your speech, I like the most the micro expressions which you brought while narrating each and every aspect and emotion in your speech. The second thing is a usage of your prop, which is a mirror, and you brought it back again and again. It's not like you bought it once and then left it hanging. You bought it again and again and used it very well. The third part is a rhythm and congruence of your body language and vocal variety. When your vocal variety was on a high, I can see that in your body language as well. The proper utilization of the space helped me more engage, and I was hooked to the entire screen to listen more that, okay, she's going to bring more now. So these aspects really worked very well, understanding you, being empathetic with you, and being emotional with you in this particular journey. I also love the fact that you bought only 2 characters and your intent was very clear to deliver the message within those 2 characters. Very well executed. Now, when we have so much energy, when we have so much rich content, how about certain minute things which we can handle it well? First, you ask the audience about to raise their hand if they have a father who is overprotective. You ask them that whether you were in a healthy relationship. Then what? You didn't wait for them to respond. How about we take a pause at least to understand, okay, are we supposed to respond? Because when I was listening to you, I was in a dilemma. Do I need to raise my hand or I just need to hear it out from her? So we can bring a pause so that audience can soak in the message because you had a lot of emotional message. The second thing, even though was a great congruence in your body language and vocal variety, but there is a minute thing. There's a concept of steep and drop. The transition has to be smooth. And at one instance, when you were so much emotional and so much high on your emotions, your vocal variety was here. Then it was suddenly dropped to like very silent. How about we bring a smooth transition to it? Now, how can we bring it? As you are utilizing the space within the periphery, how about you move while showing that emotion? For example, you were here when you were expressing that you are not comfortable with it and your pitch was very high. How about you take 2 steps towards your right when you are actually mellowing down your emotion part? The second thing, which is another important part, is you were expressing that there was a moment of guilt in your speech where you said that you felt guilty that you didn't understand your father, but the guilt part was that much in congruence with your vocal variety at only that point of time. Though it was reflecting in the entire aspect, only at that point of time, I somehow felt that it was not in sync. We can work on it. Overall, it was a very good experience to hear your emotional part, and the ending part also something you try to end it in a very lighter note. I enjoyed that part as well. Good luck for your speech contest. Thank you so much for your speech today. Over to Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi.
Thank you, Toastmasters Sweti, and Khushi Khandelwal. Very good luck for your international speech contest. I wish you all the best. And timer, can you please show the timer report for us to know?
Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
I'll come back.
Can you give screen sharing right for him, please? Zoom moderator, can you please give him screen sharing right? Is there any disqualification in time speeches? We got
May I quickly know what is the timing protocol that was followed, Sudhakar?
I think by wrongly shown the card.
Okay,
but
okay.
I have noted down the time correctly.
Okay.
So therefore I'll
know
beyond 3 minutes 30 seconds, I think disqualified, right?
Right.
Yes.
So you just show the actual time, you share the screen.
Yeah, I'm showing now.
I have to make a point here, Joanne here. See, the problem is if you have not shown the green card, yellow card, and red card at the right time, then the evaluator also has a problem, right? Because this evaluation is loop-sided. You plan your evaluation according to the green, yellow, and red.
Yeah, apologies for that.
Please share the timers report. We can't see.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah. So Joan, yeah, point taken. It's okay, Sudhakar. You can just show the cards.
Yeah. So there are 4 disqualifications. 3. Priyamvada took 4 minutes 45 seconds. John took 3 minutes 49, and Smriti 3 minutes 44 seconds.
Okay, so as per the contest rules, if there is a timing device failure, we have anyways a 30 seconds grace. So let us not have any disqualifications today. We just will take a note of the time for our own understanding. Sudhakar, you also show the timing for the speakers
Sure.
as well.
Sure.
There are 2 disqualification, except that everybody is fine.
Thank you very much, Sudhakar. Now, DTM Sourav, can you launch the pool for best evaluator? Guest or visiting Toastmaster, do you want to share anything about your meeting? What are you good at? Anything we need to improve? Anyone want to share? Any guest? If anyone want to share about our meeting, what are you good? Anything we need to improve? Please, you are free to share your thoughts. DTM Sourav, will you announce the best evaluator? Can I hand over the stage to you? Okay, no, I hand over the stage as a presiding officer to DTM Sourav. He will announce the result.
Thank you. So we are waiting for a few more results to come in. It's almost there. And it has been a long meeting, so we will not. But the poll results are very close, so I would request everyone to vote. I will remove the co-host rights from everyone so that you can also vote. Okay, so no one is a co-host now. Please vote. Okay, so we are at 92%. I'm ending the poll now. We have a decisive vote. Yes, we have 100% votes now. Okay, so let me quickly announce the results without any wastage of time. It's 9:30 India time. So the best evaluator for today is someone who has got the long day ahead. Toastmaster Smriti Sagarika Mohanty, congratulations. Thank you. And with this, we adjourn this meeting of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. See you on Saturday for a hybrid meeting of the Gabbys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.